A brand new AP Top 25 is out, so let's break it down. Clemson, they remain at the top spot. Alabama is number 2. And then Notre Dame, after, I'll be honest, an ugly win over Louisville, they take the number 3 spot because Georgia slides down to number 4 after their loss to Alabama on yesterday. Ohio State, which still has yet to play a football game, they check in at number 5. The other OSU checks in at number 6. Oklahoma State, the Pokes, are undefeated 3-0. They move up 1 spot. Texas A&M jumps 4 spots this week. They rise to number 7. Yet to play football, Penn State is number 8. And then group of 5 programs, Cincinnati is number 9. They actually dropped 1 spot, but they're still in the top 10. Florida, as they were last week, they round out the top 10 of the AP Top 25. Miami checks in at number 11. BYU, the Mormons, they're 5-0. They're number 12. Oregon, yet to play. They're 13. UNC, after a very disappointing loss, they were number 5. They plummet all the way down to number 14. Wisconsin, they check in, actually technically tied for 14th. We'll give the advantage to UNC since they've actually played football. SMU is number 16. Iowa State checks in at number 17. Michigan have yet to play football as well. They're number 18. Virginia Tech looked good last night. They are number 19. Kansas State is just inside the top 20. They rise 2 spots to that spot. Minnesota, they're number 21. Marshall is number 22. NC State is number 23. USC, And then just to sum up how wild 2020 has been, how about Coastal Carolina, undefeated and number 25 in the AP poll? Those are your ranked teams. Now those teams receiving votes. Memphis, they check in. Pretty decent amount behind that number 25 team in CCU. Oklahoma, they're still getting some votes. Tulsa as well. West Virginia. Auburn is they're coming in the wrong direction as of late. Iowa receiving some votes. Louisiana, after losing to Coastal Carolina, they fall outside of the top 25. Liberty is getting votes. Utah is getting votes. UAB has 30 votes this week. Army has 29 votes. Then Arkansas, Air Force, Kentucky, which just knocked Tennessee out of the top 25. So the Kentucky Wildcats, they jump Tennessee to move on up there. Those are some of the teams receiving votes. There are some other ones, by the way. These are kind of your bottom vote getters. Virginia, Arizona State, they both have 9. Washington has 8. Shout out South Carolina for beating Auburn. Good win there. Indiana. And if you don't mind me ranting briefly, who's voting for Texas? One person voted for Texas. They should lose their AP voting privileges because that makes absolutely 0 sense. Now, pretty clear number 1 versus number 2 for me, but I want to get your guys' votes before we go back and break down the top 25 again a little bit more in depth. Who should be number 1? This will be the pinned comment on today's video, so get your votes in. Type C for Clemson or type A for Alabama. Clemson continues to roll. They look awesome this year. And then shout out Alabama as well. Looked like Nick Saban wasn't going to coach, then he was able to. So things, I guess, were normal from that perspective. Georgia gets shut out in the second half. They once again blow a halftime lead against Nick Saban's Crimson Tide. And a score that was close for a while ends up not looking like it. 41-24. Mac Jones, that Bama offense lit up a very good Georgia defense as the Crimson Tide took down then number 3 Georgia 41-24. Notre Dame, they snuck by Louisville 12-7. That game was gross. I have regrets about watching it, but here we are. We just mentioned Georgia losing. They stay in the top 5 ahead of Ohio State, who finally gets to play football in the very near future, and that's a good thing for Ohio State. Now, if you guys want more college football videos, AP Top 25 Heisman rankings, that we'll get to at the end of today's video. I want you guys to hit that big red button and subscribe. That way you don't miss a single thing, be it college football, NFL, NBA, here at Chat Sports. There are several Oklahoma State alum here at Chat Sports. They're very excited to see the Cowboys at number 6. They are one spot ahead of Texas A&M. They've been a little bit up and down, although they look great over the more recent win against Florida in particular for me. Penn State, they've not played football yet. How about Cincinnati checking in here at number 9? Not something I thought we would have seen. It's been a weird year in 2020. Bearcats had a game postponed already, but they're still 3-0, and they are at number 9. The Florida Gators check in at number 10. They stand pat, although Dan Mullen, I will make note, also diagnosed with COVID past 24 hours. That's it. Now it's a little deal for you guys. College football face coverings are on sale. Chatsports.com/CFB masks. I like the Hurricanes ones. Notre Dame ones are pretty solid as well. And we got a lot of Ohio State fans who watch. Whatever team you are a fan of, there are masks available. I'll put the link in the comments and I'll put it in the description. It's chatsports.com/CFB masks. Go get yours today. Do your part to help make sure we don't lose college football as the season goes on. And there have been a lot of cancellations. Do the right thing. Wear a mask. Get a college football themed one at chatsports.com/CFB mask. All right, moving along now in the AP Top 25. We mentioned Miami. Not good against Clemson, good against everybody else. BYU, they're number 12. We'll talk about them more in a second. Oregon, yet to play. How about UNC? The hype was real. They were 3-0, and then they looked terrible in the first half against Florida State. FSU actually led this game 31-7, and North Carolina tried to rally, but they came up short as the Tar Heels were ranked number 5 entering that game. Now they're ranked number 14 instead. So Mac Brown's season not going as well as it seemed like it was going to. Wisconsin, by the way, they check in at number 15. So 2 teams there from 15 to 11 who have yet to play football this season. That will change, though, very, very soon. Now, we mentioned BYU, Cincinnati, undefeated group of 5 teams who are in the top 15. Is this the year in the wacky, wild world that 2020 has been? Will a group of 5 team make the college football playoffs? Cincinnati, BYU, they're in the top 15 already. Let me know what you guys think. Type your votes. Y for yes or N for no. SMU won a thrilling game. They check in at number 16 this week. Iowa State, I'm going to say, interestingly enough, move up 3 spots, number 17. Michigan goes up 1 to number 18. I liked what I saw out of Virginia Tech. Hendon Hooker is fun to watch play at quarterback, dynamic dual threat player. Didn't throw it that much, didn't matter for the Hokies in a victory. Kansas State, they check in at number 20. Before we round out the rest of the top 25 here and dive into our Heisman rankings, who is the most overrated college football team? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section. I've got my vote because they were ranked and now they're not. I think Auburn is a little bit of a fraud this year. Now watch Gus Malzahn go find a way to beat Nick Saban again after I say that. Number 21, Minnesota. They were 24 last week. They move up a couple of spots here. Marshall, unranked. They are now number 22 at 4-0. NC State is number 23, although they did just lose their quarterback for several weeks. Tough break there. USC, now number 24. And Coastal Carolina, they are ranked at number 25. Whoever would have seen that one coming. That was the AP Top 25. Now we're going to break down my early Heisman rankings. Now, I am excluding players who have not played this year, which is pretty much Justin Fields. But I'm looking at 3 players in particular, all quarterbacks, who have really emerged as legitimate Heisman contenders early this season, beginning with Zach Wilson, the quarterback at BYU. The Mormon Manziel, if you will, has looked awesome. He's got good mobility, has been highly accurate. He looks nothing like the quarterback BYU fans have seen in the past. Almost 79 completion percentage, already thrown for 1,600 plus yards, 12 touchdowns against just 1 interception. Although, as you'll see, that pretty insane TD-to-interception ratio, not unique in our Heisman rankings. Number 2 is Alabama's Mac Jones. Look, if you had told me Mac Jones was going to be putting up 2 numbers this year, I'm not sure I would have believed you because Bama's taking shots deep downfield, and it's working. Mac Jones has looked not just like a Heisman contender, but like a legitimate NFL quarterback. 78.3% completion percentage, 1,500 plus yards, a beautiful 12-2 TD to interception ratio, 6-1 if you want to use fractions. He looks awesome, but for me especially, I think there's a very clear Heisman Trophy frontrunner right now. I firmly believe it is indeed Trevor Lawrence, and he has been absolutely awesome for Clemson this season, which is what we expected. But let's not ignore greatness when we see it. 73% is his completion percentage, 1,500 plus yards again, 15 touchdowns to 1 interception, had like 5 TDs in the first half last week in a Clemson blowout, or I should say yesterday, in a Clemson rout. Lawrence looks awesome. He has been the guy that we were promised to see. He's still number 1 in my rankings. Again, Mac Jones is number 2. Zach Wilson is number 3. I would not be surprised if Justin Fields makes a very legitimate run at this award as well. But for the time being, I'm only including players who have played, and for me that means Lawrence leads the way in my Heisman Power Rankings.